Thank you, Nand, for coming on today's episode of Mera Pehla Crore. I'm really, really happy to have you here. And it's been such a pleasure, even before this episode, of like interacting with you and coordinating for this episode. You've been so kind. And I'm really excited to have you here, learn more about your journey. And yeah, I think if you would introduce yourself to the audience, I think that would be a great place to start this episode.
Thank you so much, Osama. So yes, it's a
My
Mera
pleasure.
Pehla Crore, and it is my pehla podcast on the Mera
I'm
Pehla
glad.
Crore. So great. In fact, if you allow me, I'm very curious. I'm very curious to know about the name that you have. Osama. I'm sure that this is something very unorthodox, a little rebellious also. Given the time, nature, and all.
Yeah.
Anything, any story behind it? Anything interesting about
Are you
it?
talking about my name, Osama?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, been a funny journey, yeah. It's because so I was born in 1997, and the incident happened in 2001. So I was named before the incident.
Okay.
Like he wasn't as popular as he is today, like Osama bin Laden. So I was not named after him. I was named before him, and
Sure.
it's actually an interesting thing that like I was named after a companion of Prophet Muhammad, who was named Osama. So that
Mhm.
was the significance of my name. That is the significance of my name. It's not the terrorist that is that signifies my name. So, and it actually means lion or a predator per se. So I really like my name, and of course I've had a hard time because 2001 was when I started my schooling. So obviously it was right, like at that
Obviously.
point of time when it happened. And yeah, and people made fun of me. People like kids made fun of me. All called like me all kinds of names and all that. But you grow a thick skin after a point. Like some friends also appreciated me. They supported me that
No, there is
you have
nothing
a good
wrong
name.
with the name.
No,
There is
I'm
nothing
telling you my
wrong with
journey.
the
Like
name.
that
Yeah.
that is what happened. So, no, as a
Yeah.
kid, like if you have like 10 people making fun of you and only one person supporting you, I think that's a great comfort. If you have nobody to support you, I think that just makes it very troubling place to be in.
Yeah, but I
So
appreciate this, going through that. And as a kid, you are very tender uh,
exactly.
mind and all, and then even able to come through. That's great. In fact, nothing related to the Osama bin Laden, but somebody might have said, Osama. Kitne aadmi the? Something like
Yeah, all kinds of like so the funny thing is that I'm 27 years old today, and I have heard so many Osama like names on my jokes that every time I meet a person, they crack a joke on my name, thinking that they're the first person to crack that joke. But I've been through a whole life of school like with this name. There's nothing that I've heard and haven't heard already.
we have been there, done that.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, kids are brutal. We don't give them enough credit for being brutal. So, yeah, I've heard all kinds of things.
Great, great. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah,
So
please
about
introduce
me.
yourself. Yeah,
So yeah, the name is Nand Sharma. So Nand Kumar Sharma is my full name,
yeah.
and
Okay,
something very interesting. My bua named me, and she wanted me to have both Krishna and his father in my
okay,
name. So when
okay,
you call me just Nand Sharma, then I am Krishna's father.
okay.
If it is Nand Kumar, then I am Krishna myself.
How sweet.
The interesting thing about my
Yeah.
and Nand means happy, by the
Okay.
way. The Nand, like Anand is the state of happiness.
Right, right, right.
Nand is happy.
Okay.
So somehow it has come very much in my nature. I'm always like that.
Yeah, yeah, you're 100% happy, I can assure you. I really appreciate that.
You know, about my journey, about myself, it is the story is so interesting and so long that I can talk till the cows come home.
Right.
Like, for example, I'm 49 years right now, and I'll be obviously hitting half century the next year.
Yeah. We're
I
hitting half century of episodes. Like we're hitting
Oh,
50
yeah, half century
episodes.
of your episode and half
Yeah.
century meeting. Great. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be a great coincidence
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
uh, so, 49 years of my age, my work experience is 42 years. That's
Okay.
unbelievable. Obviously, that sounds very filmy. But
Yeah.
but my life is very, very filmy. So
Yeah.
wherever you feel like, यार ये हजम नहीं हो रहा यार, this is not, this cannot happen.
Right.
You can stop me. We can take you into the. So whatever I say,
Yeah.
verifiable fact.
Yeah.
Um, so I earned my first salary. It's not that somebody sent me to buy a milk and then give me 1 rupee as a
Yeah.
um,
Token.
token,
Yeah.
so as a tip. It wasn't. So I went out and did some hard work and earned 3 rupees at the age of 7.
Oh, that's great.
So my parents, basically, I was born to parents who were landless farmers,
Okay.
uh, going through the hardship and all. And then I lost my father quite early. I mean,
Okay.
uh, so yeah, there have been
I'm
times that
sorry.
it's
Yeah.
people, but then the journey has been very, very beautiful. Today, when
Right.
I talk back, it's like Modi saying that I sold the tea, I was the tea seller. Today, he can say with a lot of pride. There is nothing embarrassing about it. So there is
Yeah.
a lot of things that I have done in my past, but there is nothing embarrassing about it because I have
Right.
been through it and I'm
Right.
doing very well. I've done well. So
Right.
that's why I have this gather this courage to even tell this thing.
Yeah. I really commend that.
Another interesting point that you'll find that today I'm heading the engineering function. Primarily, there are out of the 30, 40 people that I have in my team, 99% are engineers, electrical
Right.
engineers, civil
You're the
engineers.
VP of Infra at BluSmart. I'm assuming that you're like dealing with a lot of smart people in your team.
Absolutely. Big team, very smart, very intelligent people,
Yeah.
all engineers.
Building
And
the
I'm
future.
not an engineer.
You're not an engineer.
I'm not an engineer.
Right.
But nobody in my team knows more engineering than me,
Right.
which is relevant to BlueSmart,
Right.
which is relevant to Telecom, the companies, the function that I have headed.
Right. Right.
So this is another interesting thing.
Right.
If you have the common sense, if you have the curiosity, if you have a curious mind, there is nothing that you can't learn.
100%.
You go to engineering college to learn engineering.
Right.
You not being able to go to engineering college does not mean that you don't have the means and ways to
Right.
learn the engineering.
I say this, I don't know if you watch any of my podcasts. I say this in almost all podcasts because I'm a high school dropout myself. And
Oh wow.
and I've
That,
come from
that,
a similar journey as you do, and like through an experiential learning. And I've not gone to any colleges like you haven't. And I think that's very like nice to meet people like this that who have made it really big without
yeah.
any like formal degrees.
Great. I'm so happy to meet you. Actually, I'm so happy to meet
Likewise.
you. There are even the youngsters are like that.
Yeah,
My time was different. I didn't have that
100%.
competition, so
Yeah.
maybe I could sail through. But in your time, you would be lesser than 30s or 25s, I'm sure,
Yeah, I'm
and
27.
more. So you guys have more competition because of
Yeah.
the population and because of the people. So salute to you.
Thank you, yeah. But it
Yes,
really,
well,
really appreciate it. But
great.
you were telling me your story that you earned your first 3 rupees at the age of 7.
Yeah. So what happened that there was some construction activity going on, and I went to the contractor and I said, "Yeah, I want to do some work, and basically I need money, so
Where
uh,
was this?
give some work." So we have come from UP East. There is
Okay.
a place called Gonda district.
Okay. Okay.
It's very near to the Ayodhya temple.
Okay.
Faizabad, Ayodhya, Gonda
Okay.
place. So
Okay.
it was way back in, obviously, what I'm born in 75, and it would have been some 82, 83 type
82.
that
Yeah.
we're talking about.
Right.
So
Right.
we were there. And in 85, January, we migrated completely from that place to Delhi and never went back.
All
So
right.
the story began there.
Right.
I went to a construction site and this guy said, okay, then these are the bricks, take them and put it on the first floor. So there
Right.
was building, something being built. It was just one floor built. And I
Right.
had to take these bricks from the ground and put it there.
Right.
There were about 400 bricks. So I started and I carried it on my head and put it there. And by the time I got fully tired and the day was over, I could do what? Acha, he said, I'll give you 4 rupees for that.
Okay.
Do this work, complete this work, I'll give you 4 rupees. But I could do 75% of the work, about 300
Right.
only. Could.
Right.
And this guy was so mean. He said, then you done 75% of the work. Take three
You get
rupees.
3 rupees. He was like getting a bang for his buck. He was not going to pay extra.
But fine, then 3 rupees really had a value.
Yeah,
Talking about the time when your chavannis and hannis and 10
got
paisa
it.
all in circulation. I
Yeah,
myself remember using the 10 paisas, even
yeah,
having 5 paisas.
yeah.
So 40 like 40 years ago, these were very much in circulation. So 3
Right,
rupees had some value.
right,
And then obviously I did some odd work like that, one day you do and then 4 5 days you don't do anything.
right.
So then this Indira episode happened in Delhi and
84, right?
84. In
Right.
84, the Indira episode happened in Delhi, and some people from my village, from my family also, they had already migrated and started to settle in Delhi.
In
Not
Delhi,
only
all right.
settle, you work and you go back. You work and you go back. That used to be the mindset of the migrated workforce. That
Right,
okay, I am from this village. I am in the city to earn and go back to
right,
my place.
right.
But when this episode happened, so there was some damages, some emotional and physical damages that happened during that to our families also. And then we migrated after that. So it happened in October 84, and then Jan, 2 3 months later on, we completely migrated. So we had
Right.
a buffalo, which we sold for 700 rupees.
Okay.
Me, my mother, and my brother, we sat in a bus, and then we never went back.
But how
We,
did you survive in Delhi then? Like,
so then we came to Delhi, and I said that there were people already who had migrated and started to work and settle somewhere in Delhi.
right.
So there is a place called Dakshinpuri,
Yeah,
Madanpuri, Govindpuri. These
yeah,
areas
yeah.
they had started to live there.
I live in Jamia only, so I'm
Oh,
very
you
close
live
to
in Jamia?
Govindpuri.
Oh, wow, we could have met in person, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll meet in person
Nice.
otherwise. Yeah.
So yeah, so Jamia and that Grandless Cinema used to be there. So this I don't know if you know this name, Grandless Cinema. This cinema that you have there in uh,
CC,
in this
New Friends Colony.
New French Colony. This used to be a Grandless Cinema
Okay.
way back
Now
in
it's
it.
Batra.
Batra. Now it's Batra Cinema.
I,
No,
there's only one Batra cinema here.
okay. So there is one hotel also there.
Surya Hotel.
Surya Hotel. This was Surya Hotel then. I don't think it is Surya anymore.
No, it's Surya only.
It still continues to be
Yeah.
Surya.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, in that, so we used to go around this area. The other child, I would do odd job here and there. So I have done a lot of things. But during that, what I really did is that whatever I was doing it very well.
Yeah.
Like when I did the labor work, so I did it with a lot of dedication that this is the work that I'm doing and I must earn money.
Right.
When I was doing a waiter's work, there is a restaurant called Shikaja Restaurant in Chitranjan Park.
Okay.
There is a Sdarji who run that restaurant, and he is from Nizamuddin East. Very kind man, who gave me this work to work in the night, in the evening shift, so that I can do some study and all, which
Right.
I'm doing.
Yeah.
So he helped me there. So as a waiter also, when I was in the waiter uniform, I was doing it very much like I'm a full waiter, and this is the work that I'll do for my life.
Right.
Because somewhere very early, I learned this thing that even if I'm a sweeper, I must sweep it so well that people can see and see, wow, so well, so neat and
Yeah.
clean. This guy deserves to be the supervisor of the sweeper.
Right. Right. Right.
Nothing else. At least this much journey, so you have it.
Yeah.
So that is where, so when I started the proper formal career, when I started with there is a company called Lurgi India. It is in Mohan Cooperatives.
Incorporated. Okay.
Lurgi India was the first formal break, but before that I have done so many
Yeah.
things.
Multiple odd jobs.
We don't even need to bring it here.
You
Uh,
also went to Himalayan University, right?
yeah, so that is the correspondence course that I
Okay.
have.
Distance course.
Distance in my 10th, my 12th, my graduation, and this all I have done only through distance learning.
Got it.
Never been to a proper college.
Right.
So in fact, when they say, "Okay, okay, what is very interesting about my career?" So I started here that, okay, see, I'm not an engineer, but they are all engineers and they are very much respectful towards me because of my knowledge. They will
Right.
never say that my boss is not an engineer, so I have better knowledge because I
Right.
have acquired that knowledge.
Right.
I have ensured that my expert power remains.
Right.
And then they say, so you thinking that I'm not an engineer and I'm boss of the engineers. Let me take you one level down. I haven't even gone to a college. uh,
Right.
oh, you haven't even gone to a college? Yes, boss. College? I haven't even attended a school.
Right. Right. You also did that from distancing. That's
so, so
really
yeah,
commendable.
but so basically the education, the wisdom,
Yeah.
the learning, these are different things.
Exactly, I completely agree with that. Like, if you have intent, like there's this word called niyat, right? Like, if you have that niyat, you can do anything. Like you said, like if you have that niyat, you will be the best waiter. If you have that niyat, you will be the best laborer. If you have that niyat, you will be the best salesman. You will be anything that you want. But if you don't have your heart in the right place, then if you constantly keep cursing your job, you will not be able to do justice to it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You very said so well.
Exactly.
Yes. You will not be able
Thank
to
you.
do justice to that job. And obviously, if you're not doing justice to the job, how will the job do the justice to you?
It doesn't matter what the job does to you. I thought feel like that there's this proverb, right? In I don't know where it's coming from, but there's this learning that karam kare ja phal ki chinta na kar. Right. So you are, and we have turned into a completely opposite society. Like we are only caring about the phal. कि अगर
हम्म
फल नहीं आएगा तो मैं कर्म क्यों करूं?
हाँ कि मैं
So
वहां क्या करने जाऊं अगर मुझे क्या मिलने वाला है
exactly.
हाउ डू आई
So
कनेक्ट दिस गाय फॉर व्हाट नो
exactly.
इज नॉट हाउ इट शुड बी
Exactly. You should just keep focusing on what you can do because you can only control the input of your actions. You can't control the output at any given point of time. Output can go right and wrong. At any given point of time, you can't do anything to help that.
absolutely
Yeah.
absolutely so
But
how I
you,
entered Lurgi India,
yeah, Lorki.
how I started my journey, the proper formal corporate journey,
Yeah.
Lurgi, India, and I was in Lurgi, India. I was the stenographer.
What is
So
that?
I learned
I'm,
stenography.
I don't know. I'm sorry. What is that?
Stenography, there is shorthand. You
Okay,
write,
shorthand. Got it. Got it. Got it.
if you
Like the
have to write
typewriters.
something like reorganization, is such a big word, reorganization. In the shorthand, you will just write, you will take one line and a loop. It is reorganization.
Okay.
I could write it somewhere. I don't know how I will. But if you follow my hand,
Yeah.
reorganization, you write it reorganization.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
reorganization. So people used to take notes. Earlier press reporters, etc. They used to learn shorthand, and they will take the notes. So when you're talking at 100 word per minute, 120 words per minute.
Right.
Can I write in English that much? No. So
Right.
just shorthand. So you write in 1 second. You can write something like, "I am very happy to talk to you."
Right.
In 1 second, you can write this much in the shorthand. So I am very happy to talk to you.
Okay.
That's
Okay, that's very interesting. I'll learn more about this.
yeah. So
Is
this is
it?
called shorthand.
Yeah.
So earlier, in those days, stenographer would mean that somebody who knows the shorthand as well as typing.
On the
Otherwise, it's just a
typewriter.
typist.
On the typewriter.
On the typewriter, manual typewriter, where
Right. Right, right. I
page
used to find them very interesting. I thought that they were very interesting.
that sound now
Exactly.
is like music to my
They
ears.
they're creating like keyboards, like very expensive keyboards that make that sound. Like they're not that hard to press, but they make that sound because it's so soothing of a sound.
Yeah, some sound you can't live without. You see,
Yeah.
the electric vehicle, the motorcycles, the
Yeah. They don't
EVs,
have a sound
they don't have a sound, so they need to produce that sound
through speakers.
by writing a speaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want that
Otherwise,
case.
they don't have a sound.
Yeah, it doesn't have the sound.
Yeah, yeah, it's very strange. But sorry for cutting you off. You were hired as a
No, so we are
uh
just having a conversation. Obviously,
yeah,
I can't
exactly.
monologue.
Exactly. So I just get very distracted in the middle sometimes. But yeah, so you were talking about how you were hired as a shorthand writer,
Yeah,
like
so I learned shorthand
yeah,
and typing, and I became the stenographer.
stenographer. I'm sorry. Yeah,
You are just a typist if you don't know the shorthand. So
got
you are
it.
lower rung.
Got it.
And obviously, I was doing this to get into UPSC. That in the by the time I had done 10th, so like
Right.
after having done 10th, you can apply for the there is SSC exam,
Right.
SSC
Right.
grade A, B, C, D. So
Right.
grade E, I could have applied. So I
Right.
applied for the written exam and I cleared it.
Right.
I had to go for
Learn
the
shorthand.
typing test.
Yeah.
Typing test. So I went to my institute, took that typewriter, and sat in my in the auto rickshaw, and I was going to get that test. There was somewhere all of a sudden there was a small uh, turn or something. What happened that this auto rickshaw, it bumped, and the
Okay.
typewriter flew from my lap, and
Right.
it
Okay.
landed on the road, and
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
basically that broke my dream of getting into the government job.
Yeah. That's very sad.
Yeah, I could not. I didn't have the time to again prepare another 6 months, another
Right.
year, and then again you appear for this thing and that thing. So thank God I didn't get into the government job.
Yeah. In hindsight, of
What
course.
I'm doing,
Yeah.
otherwise I would have been some glorified clerk somewhere,
Yeah.
and it all happens for the best.
Exactly.
Has the better, best path chosen for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it
I
broke my
completely
dream.
agree.
And then obviously, so I was doing this thing and then got into something. Finally, I landed into Lurgi, India, as a stenographer, as a fresher, and my job was to coordinate between Lurgi, India, and Lurgi, Frankfurt as a
Okay.
project coordinator type. While
Okay.
people will take notes from your project manager, you'll write mail.
Got
Somebody
it.
else will dictate, and you take note and the send mail, something
Got
like that.
it. So
There I worked
did
for about
fax was fax a thing at back then?
fax and email were there.
Email was also there.
Yeah, email was there. Lotus Notes.
Okay.
Then it was Lotus Notes more famous.
Okay.
Like today we have this Outlook,
Yeah.
etc. It was Lotus Note as a email software.
Okay.
So I used to send that a year or something. Then I got into Becton Dickinson, which is BD India, and my office was in this Surya Hotel
Okay. Okay.
on the seventh or eighth floor of the
Okay.
Surya Hotel. We had our office. Um, for me, it was like a dream. I
I
used to,
completely get that. So I like when I got my first formal job, right? So and when I got to work in a formal, like nice office, I was so excited about the office that I get to work in this office. I was just so motivated by that energy to like give
uh,
my 100% because I was so excited by the office and the people in the office.
absolutely. So you just go there because you
Yeah.
have a nice environment around you, nice ambience around you. I
Yeah.
just want to be there. So I want to be more time in the office than my home.
Yeah. Completely.
So with BD India, the journey started. The very quickly it started to change.
Okay.
With BD India, they gave me a lot of more opportunities, lot of more exposure than I could have asked for.
Okay.
So I would be doing the sales coordination. I would be talking to people directly,
Right.
and they were all dealing in super class, gold class products like you
Right.
know the the medical devices
Right.
and the microbiology product.
Right.
You see that blood collection tubes, vacuum it has
Yeah.
the vacuum tubes, that they punch you and then they collect the blood in the vacuum, a small tube.
Yeah.
This is invented by this company, BD India.
Okay.
They call it
Okay.
vacuum containers.
Okay. Got it.
So we were
That's very
dealing
interesting.
in that, and
Yeah.
we were selling that. But obviously, my book was very different. I wanted more money, jaldi se, very ethically, but I needed to money.
100%. I don't think there's a better motivation than money, but that motivation has to also be channeled in the right way to get that right outcome also. If you just
Ethical.
want more money, exactly. If you just want more money without any more responsibilities, then it will not come. But if you want money, more money at the cost of responsibilities, giving up your time, life, energy, I think you always get money. Like
Yeah, yeah.
money is a transaction, right? You are the product, and it's a transaction. You can get money whenever you
Yeah,
want
money
to.
is a byproduct. Money is a
Exactly.
byproduct. However, it remains the prime motivator because you are after the byproduct. As we
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
result ke piche दौड़ना है.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Completely.
so after a year or so, I left BD also.
Okay.
And
What were you working over there as?
so in BD, I was again the secretary. So by that
Okay.
time, I was called a secretary who would again take the dictation,
Got
write
it.
letters, process bills, submit to finance, collect
Got
the
it.
cash, give it to the bosses.
Got
So kind
it.
of a pool secretary.
Got it.
Those days there was this term, pool secretary.
Got it.
You work with a team, and then I worked about 1.5 years or so, and then I left and joined Morpen, Morpen Labs.
Okay.
And in Morpen Labs, I worked for about 2 years. Nothing very great, but nothing very bad. The learning was always there. The company was going through the rough phase, but then they have done very well. They have survived beautifully,
Yeah,
and they are like one of the masters in
I'm
the
sure.
pharmaceuticals. And from Morpen, when I entered the Airtel, Bharti Enterprises, was then it changed everything.
And you, I think, got in the right time also, right? When the mobile revolution was coming and when the telecom as an industry was booming. Like when was
Yes.
it was starting to boom. When did you join Airtel? Bharti
Okay.
Airtel?
I joined in 2004 and
Exactly. So that's
कर लो दुनिया मुट्ठी में शुरू हो गया था.
yeah.
मतलब रिलायंस का जो कर लो दुनिया मुट्ठी में था, तो एयरटेल had been through that journey already, that they started, and then Reliance came, and then CDMA came, and then there was a lot of things which challenged the operators like Airtel and Hutch
Right.
those days. So I joined in 2004, and I joined as a pool secretary to a team that was supporting uh, Mr. Sunil Bharti Mittal and the brothers. It is called CMD's office. So there were very
Okay.
brilliant minds in that team, very, very sharp. I am topper, and I was just a very small fry in that team. Small
Yeah.
guy, secretarial assistants to all of them. But boss, 2 years with these brilliant minds, it just rubbed on me. I
Yeah.
learned so much that nobody could have learned in an university, in a school, or
Yeah.
in the college. When you talk to these guys simply on about anything, even about movies, about businesses, and they kept giving me so much of a work. I would be doing the research around the country research, that if we were to launch in Africa,
Right.
what is the World Bank saying about Africa? So there used to be country reports. In the World Bank, you go and you can find the country reports, which is based on the political stability in that country, GDP कैसे चल रही है, resources क्या हैं, and based on that, the World Bank says that this country is at this A, B, C, C plus, all those grading that you see.
Yeah.
I was exposed to this level since
Right.
2004 to 2006.
Right.
And I was like that I have learned so much. And this is the company. They You have the wings, they open
Yeah.
the space for you. They don't ask you what degree you have.
Yeah.
They don't ask you if you are a graduate, you are a engineer, you want to fly. Boss, I'm giving you the sky. Go and fly.
Hmm.
So in
Hmm.
Airtel, I started as an executive. Then I became senior executive. I became assistant manager. I became senior manager. I became DGM. By the time I left them as a DGM. So 6 promotions in 12 and a half years and multiple roles. From that
Right.
team, I went to Indore uh, in the as Airtel project manager in Indore. Then from there, the Infratel was formed. That Telecom. So Telecom has. It used to be just one thing. They will build the towers. They will put the antennas, and then they'll operate. Then in 2006, somewhere end, ATC approached SBM saying that we are the telecom IP infrastructure provider. We can
Right.
buy all your towers. We will give a lot of money to you, and you continue to be in my house in the same tower. You pay me the rent.
Right.
This is where we got the idea. Why not we? ATC को क्यों
Right.
देंगे भाई?
Right.
हमारे पास
खुद
we
ही कर
will
लेंगे.
cut off the value from the existing value. So then we
Right.
created the Infratel.
Right.
Bharti Airtel created Bharti Infratel, and then we
Right.
started to share it with the Voda idea. Whoever comes, we had the existing infrastructure. You need to do some upgradation, and then you uh, optimizing the resources.
Right.
So
Right.
that was the story of Bharti Infratel becoming, and then Indus being born, then ATCs or the IPs of the telecom world.
Right.
So from there,
Right.
I went into Bharti Infratel. Then Bharti Infratel became Indus because Voda and Idea said, boss,
Okay.
we also want our own tower company. Why Airtel?
Right.
But then at
Right.
that point, Vodafone was operating in 16 circle, Airtel was
Right.
operating in 23 circle, 23 circles all over the country. The country is
Right.
divided into 23 circles. Now it is
Okay.
actually 22.
Okay.
And Idea was only in 12 circles. So it was not
Okay.
matching the strength of Airtel in terms of number of towers that we could put. That, okay, I'm bringing 1 lakh towers. You bring 1 lakh
Right.
tower, it become 50-50. They didn't have it.
Right.
So in 16 circles, it was Indus, which was joint entity by Airtel, Idea, and Voda.
Yeah.
And Bharti Infratel still remained.
Right.
So then I was given this opportunity option to go to Indus. I said, boss, Indus नहीं जाऊंगा. इसके नाम में
Right.
भारती. I want Bharti to remain in that name. So Bharti Infratel है. Bharti
Right.
Infratel करूंगा. So
Right.
then I remained in Bharti Infratel, and we were operating in 7 circles plus 4 joint circles. Very
Right.
interesting, but very long story, so I'll cut it. And that is where I got into the this project,
Infra space.
the project infra space. So then I was in head office and again doing the coordination with the circles, taking this data, that data, making various reports. And then one fine day, my mentor, Shri Dhananjay Uzarkar, he is with Reliance in for the last 10 to 11 years. He was our chief deployment officer.
Okay.
And he saw that opportunity or that talent or uh, that that trait in me that he said, what are you doing here in head office? Go and do some work, the real work, the data that you're collecting. Go build that data
Right.
instead of telling the stories.
Right.
Make the story.
Right.
So there are people who tell the story, who are the news readers, and then there are news makers. I remember him
Right.
telling the thing: be the news maker, not the news reader.
It was very inspiring.
Wow. Yes, why not? I want to be the news maker. So then he sent me to Chandigarh as a
Yeah.
deployment head for Himachal and Haryana. Two
But you were
circles.
still working with
Bharti Infratel only.
Bharti Infratel.
So in
Got it.
Bharti Infratel, you had this opportunity. You can go to this circle, that circle. You are ready to contribute more, and you are ready to go to any other area and work. The company had this policy that every 3 years you get this opportunity.
Okay. So it was up to you if you wanted to choose like any circle that you wanted. Did you have to choose according to requirements?
So according to requirement, obviously, because you have limited opportunities and you need to
Okay.
have the skills and the confidence. So both things matching, you have the opportunity and you are prepared. When the
Okay.
opportunity meets the preparation, we call it luck, right?
Yeah. Very nicely put. Yeah.
So yeah, I was lucky. I got this opportunity. I worked there for 3 years, and then there was another opportunity coming in Bihar and Jharkhand, which even
Okay.
today remains the most challenging critical telecom circle.
Yeah.
Huge, vast, very, very challenging.
There is
And
also a lot of tribal area, I think, that also makes it challenging. Like it's
uh,
challenging for the law itself to like maintain
very,
law over there, and you are maintaining like you're installing telecom over there. I don't think it's very advanced even today.
yeah,
Um, like
there are
because
flight
of the
corridors.
yeah, because of the reach of like out of reach areas. Because I think places like Chambal and all, they don't even let outsiders come in.
Yeah, this used to be the story some 10 years ago, not anymore.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
because of telecom, the kind of penetration it has made, so everything is available to everybody. Because
Okay.
of the telecom, now the Chambal can be seen sitting here in Delhi. You can see what is going on in Chambal. Every single inch of the Chambal Ghati is available on the map to you. So
Okay.
that is also has helped the law and order. The telecom has
Yeah.
helped at the world in so many ways. Hope you
100%. Like so many frauds were able to like get caught because of telecom. And even today,
अभी
like
थोड़ा
this
उल्टा हो गया actually because of telecom those fraud is also happening.
so ताली एक हाथ से नहीं बजती ना, right? So you get like both of best of both worlds, right? So you get the best of scammers also, but you get the best of policing also. Like you
Yes.
like any opportunity that arises, like you will always have like some bad fish coming with that opportunity, or some
Mm.
bad apples
There
getting
is
mixed
always
with
a
a
flip
bunch
side
of good
to
apples.
every story.
Exactly, exactly. So, like, you can use the same mobile for very good things, to call your mother, to like call an ambulance, to like do a lot of things. But you can also use it for very bad things, also to scam people. The
Yeah,
mobile is not the problem, right? It's your niyat that is the problem.
it's the Niyat. It's the Niyat. Wow.
Yeah,
That's a beautiful word,
exactly.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So
intent.
it's like intention is the problem. It's not intention, and integrity, I think, is what sets anyone apart,
Very
good
true.
in a bad way.
Very true.
But so what happened? Like you were able to you went to
So, yeah, so from Chandigarh, I went to
Chandigarh, right?
Patna, and Bihar and
Patna.
Jharkhand was my territory. Three very successful, very beautiful 3 years with a lot of beautiful people. I would say
Right.
that Bihar and Jharkhand it still remains not very greatly developed, but the people are amazing. The kind of love, respect that I received from them is unparalleled, unparalleled even today. So 3 years there, and then I decided to move out of Bharti because I
Right.
got a national opportunity with Tower Vision.
Okay. What is Tower Vision?
Tower Vision is another IP company like Bharti Infratel, small company, very small, but I was getting the bigger role. So from being a lion's tail, I was becoming the dog's mouth.
Right. Right. It's much better. Like it's much better to be a bigger fish in a smaller pond than to be a smaller fish in a bigger pond.
It was like that. Yes, this is better way to say it. So yeah, so I chose that, and in that of the three, I got this so much of opportunity to do so many things because of a small company, and there are uh, resource limitations. So you have the opportunity. Either you cry saying that, oh, I can't do this thing, I don't have people, I don't have this thing, or you grab that opportunity. You don't have a
Yeah.
planning guy, you become that planning guy. You don't have an engineering person in the team, you become that engineering guy.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of, I got this opportunity and successfully did a lot of engineering work, reworking, product related changes that we did. So I talked to worked with very closely with BNT, Deltas of the world. And it was 3.5 years, again, very fulfilling 3.5 years. And then I got the opportunity to go to Brookfield.
Okay.
Now, Brookfield is a mammoth organization, $780 billion organization. Now, the $780 billion,
Okay.
how big it is that the biggest company in terms of MCAP that in India we have is Reliance, and Reliance
Right.
MCAP is $150 billion.
In
So
this
now,
space.
$150 billion is the biggest company in the India, and Brookfield is $780 billion. This gives the reference how big they are, how mammoth they
Right.
are. So they
Right.
have invested big time in India, in so many businesses, infrastructure, telecom. So I was in the telecom. So they acquired 125,000 towers of Airtel, sorry, of Geo, RGO, and
Okay.
they formed IP company like Bharti Infratel, Indus,
Okay.
and I was the national deployment head there.
Got it.
So they hired me as a national deployment head. We formed this company during COVID. Yeah, that was very interesting part that we formed this company during COVID,
Right.
uh, and we interviewed.
Hello. Hello. I
Am
think I
I,
lost.
So
Hello.
I can hear
Am
you
I
now.
there?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
hear.
And with
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
you were telling me you found it during COVID.
during the COVID, so the top management was hired during the COVID. I was hired during the COVID, and then I
What were you
built my
hired
own
as?
team, national deployment head, national
National
project
deployment.
head.
Okay.
So in telecom, they call it deployment head.
Okay.
Yeah. So during that time, so we did a lot of interviews, lot of interactions with the vendors, with the partners, with the team. We built this team and we started to deliver. The COVID lasted almost a year.
Yeah.
This part where the COVID began and you could really go back to the work, minimum was 1 year,
Yeah.
barring for the very essential sectors like hospitals and the police, where the physically you
Yeah.
go to somewhere. So here we were locked in our houses, but we made it very productive because of the telecom.
Yeah.
And so yeah, a very successful organization we built. And then I got this opportunity. Somebody through LinkedIn reached out to me. I was not looking for any opportunity. I was not
Yeah, I
expecting.
saw that on your LinkedIn that you found this job through LinkedIn. So you marked it that way.
And actually, I never expected LinkedIn to land a job through LinkedIn. People are on Naukri and here and there, and in any case, I wasn't exploring. I wasn't searching. But if somebody comes and asks you, "What about this?" So you would obviously want to explore. अच्छा आगे है क्या बताओ चलो बात करते हैं.
Right, right. So how is like we've all heard Blue Smart, and I am a big fan myself of Blue Smart. Like what you guys are doing is insanely crazy. Like it solves a big problem for me personally because in the area that I live, a lot of cancellations of cabs are there. And
Absolutely.
if I ever find a Blue Smart, I don't have to worry about cab not showing up or not canceling the last moment. And it just helps me plan very much ahead of time. And I think that's a real problem to solve. And in all honesty, I used to like be that person who used to be calling the Uber and Ola guy, "यार आप 50 रुपए extra ले लेना, just come now." I
Yeah,
still have to solve my problem. It's not like sometimes it's urgency. Like I have to go to a hospital or I have to go to a meeting or I have to go somewhere and I need to be there. Like
yeah,
your wish cannot be my command, na? So that you just be like, oh, I can't come there. But you need to come there. You're driving a cab. You need to show up.
yeah.
Otherwise, how do I solve my problem? Because the other person on the other end, waiting in the meeting, will be like, yeah, you could have just gotten a cab and come. Not everyone has the luxury of owning a car, right? So
Absolutely.
so you need to I think I always felt that there was a need of a better service. Like the sustainability factor is always a plus, but I'm a big fan of your service otherwise outside of the
So
like
much.
electric cars and everything. Like anyone can buy an electric car. Why is Uber not able to deliver on the electric cars? Because their drivers are still canceling, right? Their drivers are still not being professional as they should, and that is why they're not even like it's not just launching e-cars. That's not the business model. The business model is to give a better service than Uber and Ola and charge a premium for that, and that's fine. And I think that's beautiful, and you guys are doing an insanely awesome job. I recently wrote a post about it also, of how it really helps me even late at night if I'm coming from somewhere like 1 or 2 a.m. I don't if I find a blue smart, I don't have to worry about it. Even if I have to wait like 20 for 25 minutes for to get the cab, but it's done now. Like it will come within 20 minutes. I don't
Right.
have to
Sleep
worry
over
about.
it simply.
Exactly. Now I know what I have to wait for. I don't have to worry about a chair if it like 20 minutes बाद cancel कर दिया तो. Well, that's what happened in Uber, Ola, or any other app. So it's very comforting. It's like it brings me so much ease personally, and I'm
Thank you
sure
so
it
much.
brings a
Thank
lot
you
of ease
so
to a lot
much.
of people.
That really gives us a lot of energy and boosts our confidence that yes, we will
I
continue.
hope so.
This is the differentiators. These are the differentiators that we will maintain. In fact, you'd be interesting to know that how it started. Um, see, Shiv Khera, Shiv Khera,
The founder.
motivational speaker, Shiv Khera.
Okay. Yeah,
Winners
I
don't
don't know.
do winners don't do different things. They do things differently. So there is a
I
book.
think I've heard that quote. I think I've heard that quote.
There is a book. You can win.
Okay.
So he said about 28 years ago. He said, winners don't do different things. They do things differently. Ab
True.
hamare case mein what we are doing? We are not doing something very, very different. We are not reinventing the wheels. We are not
Exactly.
doing which is not there in the market, but we are doing that thing differently.
Right. You're reverse engineering the sectors.
We are reverse engineering the sector, rightly said. So when with Olas and Ubers of the world, it is just one app. The car is mine, my mobile is mine, and the app is installed in my phone. It becomes Uber cab. Then I am the
Yeah.
owner. Obviously, I will harass a lot of customer. I'll say I'll not come. At last minute, I'll cancel, and I'll talk in whatever language that I want. I'll chew the
Right.
and then pans, and I will talk on the phone and what do whatever. I'm the malik of that car.
Right.
But here, what we have done. So we have our own cars. We employ the drivers as our driver partner. We call them DPs. They go through a rigorous training, and you will never find them chewing on the gutka or anything because that is a strict no. One single complaint, you're out.
Right.
Have to wear the uniform. The car
The
is
cars
okay.
have to smell nice. The cars always have to smell nice. This is such a big differentiator. People don't understand this. Like, just to give you a small like example of this, this experiment that other companies are also using it. So if you've ever had Domino's pizza, so
Hmm.
they have this powder on the pizza, or like I don't know what they call it. It's like it's on the crust, and once you've eaten the pizza, like you have any other pizza and you have Domino's pizza, you see that there's some different residues on your hands that are
Yes.
left after their pizza, and it's actually their IP that they do it on purpose. They like sprinkle something or they make something happen on purpose so that you remember the pizza even after the pizza is gone.
Yeah, your hands will smell nice for quite some time.
So not just smell nice, but you will feel that texture. So if you
Oh, okay.
like rub your hands, there's some subliminal messaging like that they're doing. Like I really love when people do like companies incorporate such small things that make a huge difference. Like खुशबू क्या कैसे आपका मतलब why can't you Uber and Ola do this? Like this is not something that you need to be very much prepared for. It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be the same smell. Just ask your drivers to like apply perfume or like room freshener in the cab. That's it. Such a small check mark, but still people don't do it.
Yeah, so we have our own inventory where we keep everything there, and we every time the car goes in the hub, the checklist it goes through the checklist. Okay, this is there, this is not there. When the car is getting out from the hub, we check if the fragrance is there, if the car is clean, everything is goes through that checklist, and that is the reason that we are doing well. So bigger part is that it is very capex intensive business. You know,
It is. It is.
the more challenging part is this that we are doing well, we will do well. Very, very capex intensive business. We need to set up the charging stations because we don't have the petrol pumps.
Yeah.
Uh, we cannot go somewhere else and fill our car and then start running. So we have to also build the charging infrastructure. That is where my role comes. So
So
building
you build, you
charging
help, you help them build their charging infrastructure.
right. So me and my team, so we acquire the sites, we scout for the land, and then we build the infrastructure required to suit the current requirement and the future requirement. What would be the charger configuration? What would last for the next 5 years? I'll need slow charger as well. I'll need fast charger as well. I also need the space to park the car simply in the night if the car has
I've
run.
seen in Oakland Industrial Area, your center, that it's, I think the complete building in Oakland Industrial 3
Yeah, yeah,
area.
we have all over the NCR. We have
Yeah.
we call it hub. So where you
Yeah.
have 100, 200 cars parked and charged, and the driver's waiting area, the driver's restroom, the male drivers. You would have seen we have female drivers as well, and a very
Right.
good population, and they are doing fantastically for us and for themselves, for their families. So we have these female restrooms, male restrooms, they are separate rest areas, etc. And this is part of that infrastructure that we need to build. Getting the EV connection, electrification. That is like bringing the CNG pipeline or the petrol pipeline uh,
Right.
to my hub. These are the
Right.
challenges that we have, but obviously we are uh,
But
doing
you're
well.
helping them overcome that. And you
Absolutely.
just recently joined like 5, 6 months ago, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah,
right?
five. This is the 5th month. So I
Right. So,
building telecom infrastructure,
yeah,
building telecom infrastructure, and now I'm building EV charging infrastructure. For me, I'm the
you're
infrastructure.
building the future now. I think you've always been building the future because
Yeah.
you've
Again,
always been invested with future technologies. Like when mobile revolution was coming in, you were building telecom, and now that the sustainability revolution is coming in, you're building the EV stations and all. Like, and I like what I can foresee happening is that eventually, if BluSmart is able to scale a lot in India, then they will have their own charging stations that they might even out like they will have like their own version of petrol pump. By like the BluSmart has the capability of becoming Indian Oil or Bharat petrol for electric vehicles.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. This is what we already started to do it. So we have our own charging stations, and now we are asking public that, boss, I have the capacity that I can spare for you. Come and charge your vehicle also.
Exactly.
We are going to the other B2Bs, other companies that, okay, you don't have the charging infrastructure. I am the pioneer. I have it. Come and
Exactly.
use my
What you
stations.
did with Bharti Infra, like for Vodafone
Bharti
Idea and all,
Infratel,
like
we did. What
yeah,
we did for BluSmart.
exactly. So you can do the same thing here because these are very like at least for B2B businesses. Like when like let's say when taxi stands start like accepting or like transitioning to e-cabs,
Yeah,
so it will be like already expensive for them to transition to e-cars, the electric cars, and then it will be more expensive for them to install the infrastructure for the charging of the like good infrastructure for charging of the
absolutely.
cars. So I think it would be easier for them if they can just buy the car and like get come to you for charging.
Correct. Because then they will have one capex only, and I can help with another one.
Right. And it will be just be a pay per use model sort of thing. How many cities is BluSmart like currently in?
Currently, we are in NCR, so we are in Gurgaon, Delhi, Faridabad, Noida,
Noida.
and then we are in Bangalore, and
Yeah.
big time in Bangalore, and we have 3-4 months ago we launched Dubai. So we in
Dubai.
Dubai also, yes, and within
Okay.
Dubai only we have Audi e-trons, like really
Yeah.
really class luxury. Obviously, Dubai you have to go, so you only use the luxury.
It's Dubai, Habibi.
Yeah.
But what are your plans for India? Like, what other because now that you've come in, it's been your fifth month. I'm pretty sure they brought you in for a reason. They're not going to just bring you in and waste your potential. They know what you can achieve, what you have achieved in the past. You've scaled like Bharti Infratel to another companies to like 22, 23 circles in their domain. What is your plan of action for BluSmart?
So the first thing is that there are already brilliant minds working there
100%.
smart,
Yeah,
and
100%.
I have just joined them to help their vision, to further
Yeah,
their vision, and I am the infra guy. So yeah, they brought me here to focus and build and
yeah,
expedite the infrastructure.
exactly.
Company's vision is like our total addressable market, that we call it TAM. The
Yeah,
80% of our TAM lives in 6 cities in the country. If India, in entire India, the 6 cities has 80% of my market. So you have
right.
the metros, Hyderabad, Bangalore. These are the 6 cities. As of now, when we say that we will have the fleet and we will have the charging infrastructure, this is my focus area. We will be
Okay.
only
Procuring the cars is also your area.
no.
Procuring the cars.
So there is a fleet team who buys the car, and they decide that, okay, I would go and start this city, and I'm going to expand, launch. Say for example, I say, okay, I'm going to launch Mumbai. So they decide, okay, that Mumbai is a market for me. I would want to launch Mumbai, and then my role starts. That, okay, I need to build the infrastructure before your car comes. I need to have the nest
Yeah,
before the egg comes. So
yeah.
so we decide together as a team that these are the areas that we're going to expand our fleet, and then we do this thing. However, when so this is one part where we are fleet captive, fleet oriented infrastructure. But when we say, okay, for public, I would have a charge and go model. Well, I'll just install one charger, two charger, three charger. Anybody can come and charge. I can go to Chandigarh, I can go to Raipur, I can go to Indore, anywhere where I start seeing the market. We
Mm.
we have the knowledge, we have the skills, we know, we have the know-how, we are the pioneers of it. So for us, it is just like going there and putting our charges. So
Right,
we create this infrastructure at a massive scale.
right.
However, that stage is yet to come, uh, because if you look at the numbers that was planned in terms of the people going towards EV, it is actually both ways. People are not very quickly going towards EV because they find your charging is a problem.
Yeah,
But what we are doing is that we are putting up the infrastructure, and we are very confident that once they see the infrastructure, they can see the comfort around, people will faster migrate towards EV. So when that happens, then the entire world, the entire India is open for us.
right. So
That's the
I recently read Nikhil Kamat's post on LinkedIn, which was talking about like there's UPI, right? Unified Payment Interface.
hmm.
So there's going the next UPI in this space is going to be Unified Energy Interface. So UEI. So it's going to
Okay.
be apps like PhonePe and BharatPe that help you charge through like charge your vehicles or whatever you need to charge in like through these like infrastructures in a more
Mhm.
unified way. So you don't need to like have BluSmart have to play BluSmart just so you like something that can will come along the way. Like maybe
Hmm.
not right now, but like that is what he's seeing happening in the future,
So there
and
is
that
something
will
called e-Yatra app. I'll tell you that name. Uh, so government has a
yeah
policy.
government. It's a government initiative
EV
only.
Yatra. So there is an app
Yeah,
called EV Yatra. Now
okay,
it's a government app where once we declare our charging station as public, we must list it here so that it is available to the entire public. Anybody knows that in this area, these are the chargers, and this is a BluSmart charger, this is maybe a Tata charger or a Reliance charger, but everything needs to be put on a single platform. That is the kind of push and the vision that the government has, and we are assimilating everything on a single platform. So maybe that is where the Nikhil Kamath would be talking
yeah.
about
I just think that
ahead.
yeah, I completely agree. I think there's just a lot of interesting things that will come up along the way in this segment. Like right now, you're solving for infrastructure because the infrastructure does not exist right now. Then
Hmm.
the next step would be to solve for the tech that enables the infrastructure more and more for the people, not for just the B2B companies. Because I think like electric vehicle adoption is happening at a massive scale in a B2B space rather than a B2C space currently.
Correct. B2B, it's
Through
happening faster,
exactly because
especially
you
the
just
commercial one. Like there are fleet which is only operating, like you see that these green auto rickshaws, the green auto rickshaws, earlier it used to be the CNG auto rickshaws. Now there are EV
yeah
auto rickshaws, and
they're blue
this
auto
space is
rickshaws.
expanding faster.
They colored blue like the electric auto rickshaws are colored blue.
Yeah, these are colored blue, right? Green was the CNG one.
Yeah, green was the CNG one. Black and yellow were the petrol or diesel one, whatever, whichever they were running.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, so the expansion is happening faster in the commercial space,
I
uh,
completely agree.
and 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 fine, because of that there would be a lot of infrastructure that will get created, and the world will faster sooner or later move towards EV. Like my next car is EV.
Okay,
What is yours?
I don't have a car.
Okay,
I'm my
you have a
next
Blue Smart.
yeah, I have
You
a
have
blue
a
smart.
chauffeur driven car.
Yeah, I have a chauffeur driven car. My next expense is my marriage, not a car. So
Okay.
I'm getting married in February, inshallah. So that is
Oh
my next
wow!
expense right now.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
Congratulations! Superb.
So that's why I'm not very focused on getting a car right now. And
Okay.
like you said, I have Blue Smart, so I don't need to worry about having a car or not. I just hope that Blue Smart's frequency increases much more than it is right now because sometimes you don't find a slot. I think that is my only wish for from Blue Smart, and I think they succeed in a way that we're able to like see that frequency coming, like Uber and Ola, that we can get a cab in 2 minutes at any given point of the day.
Absolutely, sir. That is the vision that we also have, that people should delete the Uber app from their phone. I'm not able to do it because I'm not able to provide them in those minutes. So yes,
Yeah,
we are getting more cars, and yes, someday will be there that you say BluSmart, abhi aaja, BluSmart will be just there.
exactly. I really hope that. And I know with that we're over time. I won't take much of your time. It's already Saturday. I know, like, we'll give you some day, like hours of the day back to you. But I really enjoyed speaking with you, Nand, and I had such a great, inspiring conversation with you. And it's always great to speak with like-minded people, right? That you have had such an inspiring journey, and I have had a similar journey. And I'm not saying mine is inspiring, but I've had a similar journey. And but I just get inspired whenever I meet people like you. That okay, I'll also make something of myself. Like zindagi abhi lambi hai.
Absolutely,
I'll
absolutely.
like survive. So otherwise, sometimes it gets daunting. But it's really really nice to speak with people like yourself who are making it and crushing it in the real world with, and like literally helping, like enabling the future at any given point of time. So I think that's really interesting. That is something that I really look forward to. I will probably get you back on the podcast 6 or 8 months down the line to see your journey from today to there. And I
We'll be
think
shooting the 100th, 150s by.
I hope so, inshallah. So that would be really good if that happens. And yeah, I'm really glad to have you on my podcast, and I really appreciate you taking out the time on a Saturday. And is there anything that you would like to say to end for like the ending note for this podcast?
So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Osama. It was really, really a very nice, free-flowing conversation. And again, as I said in the beginning, uh, though I was, you gave me this opportunity now, but I took that opportunity from the very beginning. I was very curious to know about you as a person, and when you told me about your mother telling to wear the shirt, I I asked my mom. Mom, that I need to wear a shirt. She says, wear anything. Doesn't matter. Wear anything. Then I showed you a photo to her. I said, in the next frame there would be a more handsome, much more handsome guy. So she said, oh, did
You're
you?
so kind.
They're very
You're so
trying to
kind.
match the personality,
Oh,
the persona.
you're so kind.
So I'll wish you all the best, Sama. You're doing very well. You will do well,
Thank you.
and sometime let's catch up in person. I would be very, very.
Inshallah, I'm very close to you. Will be more than happy to come and meet you in person sometime.
Chalo, see ya sometime.
I'll just stop the recording now so that I can see you often, like virtually.